Nicholas Hagger, from what you've seen and written, what do you think? Where will he be?
Hello. I think probably in Tripoli. I think certainly in Libya. And who knows what's around the corner. It was amazingly quiet going into Tripoli yesterday. And it could be that the defending troops are under orders to not to resist, to create the possibility of an insurgency in the future, and that's the very danger. Saddam, as you remember, disappeared in Iraq. Then there was guerrilla fighting after that.
Yeah, there were lots of forces around immediately, so you think some of them might just go underground, as it were. Yeah, I'll come back to you in a moment there, because but what do you think, from what you know of Gaddafi, what would his tactic be at this stage?
His tactic will be to lengthen the process as long as possible, as much as possible, trying to gain time and to manipulate. He's a good survivor. He proved to be a survivor in the past. He engaged himself in many adventures and he won at the end, and he thinks, like any dictator, that
He'll get away with it.
He will get away with it, but not this time.
You think he is finished?
I think the game for him is up and over. The only damage he might do is for some diehards who are loyal to him to go underground, and because he distributed arms, money, explosives to his followers, and he might come back and create, it will become a nuisance for any power which may emerge in Tripoli and in the country as a whole.
So the future in Tripoli is uncertain, because of course his followers are going to be taken out of power, and the place has to work properly at the same time. There will be gangs around who will be there to foment trouble. Nicholas Hagger, what's your estimate of what will happen in Tripoli now? I mean, this new government seems to have the right instincts, but they've got real problems, haven't they?
They have. It's a coalition, isn't it, between the Western liberals and the Islamists. And it could be, it's a very tribal society. We don't know what struggle for power is ahead.
I'm going to interrupt you there, because he's waving his hands and saying no.
One of the characteristics of success for any Arab Spring, and I must admit this is summer revolution, yes, is that a coalition of forces which won the day in Tunisia, in Egypt, and in Libya. Therefore, we should not really think in terms of the Cold War. Islamists lost versus Gaddafi in the last 20 years. He lost in Tunisia, he lost in Egypt, he lost in Algeria. Therefore, the name of the game, coalitions. And that's, I think, what will happen in Libya. We should not really create the fear that the Islamists are going to come.
Does it hold together? That's the question.
It will hold together. The Libyans are very, very genuinely linked together as one big family. The population of Libya is very small. They are different to Tunisia, different to Algeria, different to Egypt. They are linked through blood bonds, through regional bonds. The Libyans are well educated now. I think they could manage the transition very well without Gaddafi.
Well, that's interesting. So Nicholas Hagger, as a gentleman who's got real hopes for the future, what do you know? What do you think about the future?
Well, I would like to think that there will be freedom, democracy and prosperity in Libya, which could be at the level of an Abu Dhabi or one of the major wealthy Middle Eastern countries now, if it hadn't gone the Gaddafi route and wasted a lot of money on terrorism in the past. I would like to think that the Arab Spring will lead in that direction, and it will be democracy and freedom. But we don't know enough about the rebels yet. For example, to what extent has Iran been a player, and to what extent are Al-Qaeda around?
Well, these are imponderables, but thank you for that. But just, but I just wanted to ask one other thing, because of course I mentioned that in your legal context, you've had something to do with Mr. El-Megrahi from time to time. In fact, you met him, didn't you, after his return?
Yes.
What's going to happen to him now?
Well, he belongs to a big tribe, and this former second man in the Gaddafi regime, Major Jalloud, appeared. He never spoke since he was removed by Gaddafi a decade or so ago. He emerged 3 days ago, and he spoke in favor to the nation against Gaddafi. He comes from that tribe, and the Magraha tribe is a major tribe. I don't think that we should raise that case now. The priority is for the Libyan 8 million Libyans.
Raising that case.
I think, firstly, you have transitional councils which are not elected yet. They are not representative. You may raise that issue down the line. But I think Megrahi will die before them anyway, without the due care. And especially Gaddafi brought for Megrahi from the West, the man would have died exactly within the 3-month limit.
And because he had special treatment.
Yes, I met him, and, without slowing the spread of the cancer to bone, he would have died.
Right, interesting. Thank
These
you
people
very much.
now just concentrate on the cancer of Gaddafi.
Okay. I'll follow your advice, what everyone else said, I'm not sure. But thank you. That's lovely to talk to you. That's a sad job. And Nicholas